just where does Deion Sanders rank in the Big 12 coaching hierarchy, and how are we evaluating just how good someone has been in this new Big 12 where I really believe you got one of the deepest section of coaches in the country? What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If that is something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Who is the best head coach in the Big 12 heading into 2025? I'm also going to take this opportunity to remind you we have an audio podcast on Spotify and Apple. There's actually a video podcast on Spotify. And there are no ads there right now because I don't want to put ads there right now. This is for the folks that have been asking for an audio version of the podcast that's a bit longer than the segments that you're watching here today. And if you go to Spotify and Apple and you leave 5-star reviews at both, fill out the form in the description below, and I will personally send you one of these stickers right here. I put a bunch in the mail just the other day. I had a lot of fun in an impromptu live stream, just chilling, filling out addresses, talking with folks. We may do that again, depending on whether or not we get back up to the number that I saw from folks that were filling out the form. Again, it shouldn't surprise me. 135,000 people subscribe to this channel, but still, that's kind of awesome that you guys were able to do all that and really showing me that you want the audio podcast and that we should continue to do it. So, who is the best head coach in the Big 12? Well, I find that one to be kind of fun, because there are a lot of good head coaches in the Big 12. And we got 16, and really it's about, for me, did you win championships and can you win championships, right? So like at the bottom, when I'm looking at this, I'm asking Arizona and Brenneman to do something a little bit different, right? I thought you were going to have something in Tetaroa, McMillan, and Noah Fafita. Didn't turn out exactly the way that we had planned. But then you get into places where coaches have won at some level with some regularity, right? So Scott Frost is back coaching again at Central Florida. Last time he was there, yeah, they ran the table 2017. They beat Auburn. They have a claim to the national championship. Goes to Nebraska, didn't go so well. Takes some years off. Now he's back to try to rebuild that program after Gus Malzahn was fired and or took the job as offensive coordinator at Florida State. Scott Satterfield's actually won 3 Sun Belt championships. People just forgot about it because Cincinnati ain't been that great, right? Next on the list has got to be, for me, Willie Fritz, who came over from Tulane. At Houston now, he's got Connor Wigman. He looks like he's going to have Keyshawn Henderson. If both of those guys turn out to be players, Houston could be once again good. I don't know that they're going to put up Andre Ware numbers or Case Keenum numbers, but they should be good. Rich Rodriguez at West Virginia, another guy that's coming back like Scott Frost to a place where he had some success after having success at Jacksonville State. I'm not real sure how good we can expect West Virginia to be, but we know that Rich Rod runs a run-centric offense that usually can put some points on the board. Sonny Dykes and Dave Aranda had a hard time with, because both of those guys, when they have had teams, have been great. Aranda is one of my favorite head coaches because his get down is unlike anybody else's in college football. There's actually 2 of those in this league. He's a philosopher at heart and a defensive coordinator at heart, and Baylor and he are symbiotic. Like, I didn't know that this was going to work the way that it's working, but he feels like part of the furniture now, which is high praise at a place like Baylor Baptist, because Baylor Baptist has been a really difficult place to win football games. And I'm looking at it and I'm asking, okay, are you going to be like Art Briles? Not the bad Art Briles, not the scandal Art Briles. Art Briles before that, right? Maybe. But the more I look at it, the more I go, Joey McGuire in Texas Tech, give me those vibes, like the RG3 2011 vibes, because they are being loud about the money that they are spending on their athletics. They've been loud about the stadium renovations they want to do. They have been going after players. They have a billionaire financier a la Boone Pickens at Oklahoma State and Cody Campbell. And Joey McGuire is a winner. Like, he hadn't done it at the college level because this is his first head coaching gig. But for those that remember Cedar Hill, he's something like 142-42. Or in like 4 or 5 state championships down there. Joey McGuire is a legend in Texas high school football. So was Art Briles, right? That's my point here. And the way in which Texas Tech wants it is the way that Baylor Baptist wanted it, right? Then you got to go, I think, Kalani Sitake, right? at BYU, who hasn't won any championship to speak of, but he's gone 72-43. He's done a lot with what we didn't think was really great at the time, like Zach Wilson, for instance, and turned that into a winner. Jake Retzloff I don't know if he's going to be starting quarterback at BYU this year, but last year was decent enough. We'll see what happens there. Kalani Sitake's been doing a really good job of taking what he's got at BYU and turning that into a winner. Once again, a team that was good last year that we didn't know was going to be this good last year. And then I think you got to go Mike Gundy, who's kind of fallen down the ranks here after having won championships in this league. And I thought this was going to be the time for Oklahoma State to ascend to the top of the pyramid in the Big 12 with Oklahoma and Texas leaving. But it's been anything but that. They were garbage last year. And they were garbage with a returning offensive line and a returning what we thought Heisman candidate at tailback. They just didn't do anything. Some of this is a quarterback, but a lot of that was just they didn't know who they were. And by the time they figured it out, it was too late. Colorado was putting hands on them like you read about, which is where I think you get into spaces where you start talking about Deion Sanders, right? I think as I'm looking at this, Kyle Whittingham and that 08 Utah team, one of the better football teams we don't talk about enough. They beat Bama. They should have a claim to the national championship. I think that given what he was last year, I could see him falling down the ranks here, and he's obviously getting toward the end of his career, but he doesn't want to go out, like he went out last year, so he's coming back. So I'm going to continue to put Kyle Whittingham right there, but if you're talking about a guy that you don't want in a fist fight, yeah, Kyle Whittingham's at the top of the list. Then I think you go Kenny Dillingham, who got Arizona State to win that championship last year after being picked dead last to finish in the Big 12. And he did it with a transfer quarterback in Sam Leavitt from Michigan State. Jordan Tyson was really great. He could be great again. I really think he's going to be one of the better wide receivers in this league this year. And they're got Kanye Udo coming from Army to replace what was their best player in Cam Scatteraboo, who took them almost to the college football playoff semifinals and took Texas into the deep water, needing to get heroics from Quinn Ewers and them to go get that W. It was a really great team last year. I don't know if it's going to be really great this year, but that, I think, has really flipped him into the spot where I expected Oklahoma State to be. Then I'm going to go Deion Sanders here. I think that's top 5 coach in this league. And the reason I'm going to stop at 5 here is because the other guys that I'm looking at, Matt Campbell, what he was able to do last year with Iowa State, I don't sneeze at. I don't think anybody should. You could actually convince me that I could flip both of those guys, Matt Campbell and Deion Sanders. But when I'm talking about guys that know how to coach ball and know their teams and coach their teams to their personalities, I don't think that there's a better duo in the entire country that really have a team that personifies who they are better than Matt Campbell does at Iowa State and Prime does at Colorado. It's one of the reasons we're doing the segment today is Prime saw the love that was online, and he wanted to tell everybody, look, I'm all right, I'm good, I'm recovering. Can't wait to get back. When I get back, I'll let y'all know what was up. But that's kind of how he want to do it. Like, this is black folk stuff, dog. Like, black folks be moving in silence with our grief and with our pain and with our suffering. And I say this as a man, my best friend, he did something like this similar. The man talked with me for 2 hours from a hospital, and then he was like, hey, this thing happened. You couldn't leave with that, homie? You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all seen Atlanta, where Alfred is sitting in the country with his face all bloody and whatnot, talking about I'm good to earn. That's how black folks be moving most of the time. We be like, oh yeah, it's cool. Homie had a quadruple bypass, 3 hip replacement surgeries, and got a new back installed. But he good now. Y'all gotta let us know something. That's how we feeling about Prime, right? Like, undisclosed health reasons that give everybody the willies. And I'm not even sure that Deion Jr. was supposed to be saying something. Like, Bucky may not have been able to say something, but I'm glad to know that he saw that and told everybody, hey, I'm good. I'm chilling. Just give me a little bit of time. I get back to you, right? And it's also kind of cool to see just what he means to the community, because Deion has been divisive, since he got into college football, as a head coach, I should say. But he won. Jackson State won SWAC championships. Last year, he had the Heisman Trophy winner, which I still think is wild because it wasn't a quarterback, and the dude played both ways, and it was amazing, right? And now, why are people upset? They're upset because Shedeur Sanders got his jersey retired. Miss me, dog. One of the better coaches in all of college football, certainly one of the better coaches in the Big 12. Then I think you go Lance Leipold and Chris Kleiman, right? Because Lance Leipold won 6 championships at the Division III level. Chris Klieman won 4 at the FCS level. Both of those guys know how to build teams from nothing into absolute winners. Last year, if Kansas played the first half like they played the second half, we might be talking about them playing in the Big 12 championship last year. And then this year, I think Kansas State's got a real opportunity with Avery Johnson, with Dylan Edwards. They're going to have the fastest backfield in the league. It's going to be a lot of fun. But I just want to take a moment and talk about these coaches, because when we get to the season, the Big 12's not really going to rate the way the SEC, the Big 10 does. It might rate with the ACC, we'll see. But I wanted to talk about it now so we know where everybody kind of stands and what we can expect from them, or what we should expect from them in 2025.